What's going on, guys? SasDood here. You can just call me Sas. I hope everyone is having a great day. Today I have a art quick tip video, and this art quick tip video is focused particularly on technology and the tablet, and that is how you can use your tablet as a light pad. So if you're in school and you're in art class, you would know what this is, and this is a light pad. Or in school I used a light box, but a light pad is, you plug it in, or it runs on, battery, and you charge it up, and it's got 3 levels of brightness. And what you would do is you would put a piece of paper that I have here, and you would trace over your original image. So say you had like a original image, like let's just say I had a second piece of paper down here. I had the original image drawn on here. I would, paper clip them together, or clip them together, and then I would turn off all the lights in this room, and I would turn on the light at the brightest, and I would trace over it, right? So you don't damage the original image. Or say if you wanted to ink and you didn't want to damage the original image, you can go about doing it like that. But in today's art quick tip, you can do the same thing with your tablet. So here I have a Samsung Android tablet. This also works on iOS devices as well, Apple devices like an iPad, but their way of going about it is a bit different. I only own a Samsung tablet, and I'm pretty sure it works on non-Samsung Android tablets as well. Excuse me, but please correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I'm going to show you guys how to enable it. And if you tried this before, you would notice that you would put your piece of paper to your screen, right? And it would be touching the screen, it'd be moving all over the place. Well, Google has a option in the settings in the accessibility where you can block off either the entire screen or the portion of your screen that you designate to touch, so you can be resistant to touch. So you can put your piece of paper on your tablet, tape it down to your tablet or whatever, or hold it down with some clips or your phone or whatever, and you can draw without any interference from the screen itself. Okay, I'm going to show you guys how to do that really quick. I'm going to switch to the hand cam. I'm going to show you guys how to turn it on, and I have an example of an image of some flowers that I have on Pinterest that I'm going to trace over and show you in practice how it works. Okay, guys? So I'll see you when I switch to the hand cam and when I switch to showing you guys how to do it. All right, guys. So here I am on my home screen for my Samsung tablet here. And what you want to do is you want to go into your settings, wherever that is on your phone or your tablet. I have my settings right here. Go into settings, and for Samsung, and I believe most of the modern Google OS or whatever, I'm not too sure, but for Samsung, you have connections, you have connected devices. You want to scroll all the way down to accessibility. Click accessibility, and then you see this whole list of accessibility options, right? Talkback, spoken assistant, but the one we want to take a look at is this one called interaction and dexterity. Click that, and then you have a whole bunch of options here, but what you want to look at is this one right here, which is called interaction control. Blocks touches for the back, home, and recent buttons, the keyboard, and a selected area of the screen. You want to click that, and it tells you it keeps the focus on a single app by blocking the back, home, and recent, as well as incoming calls and notifications. You can also choose to block the side button, volume buttons, and keyboard, or block touches from an area of the screen. So I turned it on right there, and it says interaction control shortcut, press side and volume buttons up. So for me, here's my power button and here's my side button, right? You have your volume rocker and you have your power button right here. Now you can also choose to have it deactivate when your lock screen turns on, like if you're having it set up and it just turns off, auto turns off. But anyways, we have that set up now, and if we go to the side here and I push both the power button and the volume up button, like I do right now. So it says open an app to activate interaction control. So here I have a picture of a flower on Pinterest, right? So volume up and power on the side here. It will bring this up. And it says at the bottom, outline the area where touch interaction will be blocked, or select block whole screen. Tap options to set exceptions or a time limit. You can have it to block the entire screen down here, if you can see that. Or you can draw what area of the screen you want to block. And it just auto does it. You can also size it, and you can move it around and things like that. You have your options right here. Time limit. Never block actions from keyboard, volume button, side button. I don't mess with that stuff. I just click block whole screen right there. Click done. And now it doesn't matter what you do. You can use this as a light pad now, right? So for instance, if I would grab a pen here, right? I've got my pen here. I've got my piece of paper here. Let me turn off the lights. If I were to overlay it, right, you can't see it too much. But if I turn off the lights, you'll be able to see it much better. Now that I've turned off the lights, as you do when using a light pen, now we can overlay the piece of paper. And as you can see, excuse me, I overlaid this piece of paper, and you can see fully right through the piece of paper onto the flowers below. And you can just trace it, right? The main problem with this though is it's gonna move around a lot, right? And you're gonna have to line it up. What I like to do is I take, I use my phone, and I place it up here to stop it from moving. Or what you can do is you take like a piece of scotch tape or whatever tape you have and just tape it down at the edges so it doesn't move. Or I was thinking I could do this is you can just line up your piece of paper to the tablet and cut around it, and then have it set to the tablet the same size, right? So it'd be the same size of the tablet, and then you could tape it down, right? Either way works, but this is a way for you to have a budget light pad if you already have a tablet, right? If you already have a tablet on hand that you're not using, or you use it for watching YouTube or reading manga or ebooks or novels or whatnot, right? And you can just trace over the image, and you basically have a on-demand printer, right? Normally with a printer you have to print stuff out, you've got to waste your ink, you got to waste your money, blah 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 blah. And with this you just have your very own light pad. And I would turn on the lights back on. As you can see here, I've traced over the picture and I have a flower. So if you're not very good at drawing, or you want to, for instance, like I do, if you want to draw like an actor's face or body and you're having trouble and you don't want to copy the whole image wholesale, which is nothing wrong with it as long as you don't say it as your original image, right? You credit the artist or person that you've copied it from. But for instance, when I draw faces, I line it up like this, and I map out where the brow is and where the nose is and things like that. This is a really good way of having an on-demand light pad that you can use at home without wasting money on your printer and drawing off of that and having the issues that arise with that, right? Now, if you want to turn this off, all you have to do is just press the up and the volume rocker that I have on the side here. It says interaction control deactivated, and now you can scroll up and down. Simple as that, guys. It's really helpful. It's really neat. This has helped my drawing out immensely, and it has really, you know, taken the it's put the fun back into drawing for me when I switched over from digital to traditional drawing. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Really short, really simple, doesn't take a lot of messing around with your settings. I don't think you need to go into any developer modes or things like that, although that's fairly easy as well. You save on ink costs and you save on headaches, right? Because you'll spend money on ink and you'll spend time reprinting and printing stuff out, and ink and paper costs go up fast, right? So that's what I was doing when I first physically started traditionally drawing. I mean, not physically, excuse me. But over time, I gradually switched over to using my tablet as a light pad, and it's saved me lots of money, lots of headaches, and just overall made me focus more on the creation and drawing side rather than worrying about how I'm gonna make my ink last, or whether I should only draw a couple of times a week or things like that, because I didn't want to limit myself, or I wanted to limit myself to the amount of ink I would spend, right? So anyways, that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I hope this art tip video has helped you very much. If you wish to support my artwork and my videos, all my social media and payment tipping links are in my profile. More videos and more artwork will come regardless. Goodbye for now, guys.